First off, I describe Johnny Manziel as a winner.
Man, we need a crazy play, and everyone would be like, oh, don't worry about it. We have Johnny football.
It was Sandlot football. It was like he was diagramming his own plays in his head.
He literally can do anything on a field.
That's Johnny. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I mean, you can't explain it. That's Johnny.
He will go down as the greatest player in the history of Texas A&M University.
He's got the heart of Tebow. He's got Cam's athleticism, but he's above all these guys.
Johnny Manziel was the SEC's first legitimate Hollywood star.
I found out I was a starter probably a couple weeks into training camp, and funny story, Coach Sumlin's son actually said something about it, like, how's it feel to be the starter? I was like, hopefully we can keep playing well, and he's like, no, my dad's going to announce it today, and I was like, kind of didn't know whether to believe him or not, and sure enough, I got a call from Coach Kingsbury.
After hurricane concerns postponed their Week 1 game against Louisiana Tech, the Aggies unveiled Johnny football in their SEC debut.
We had Florida in our first SEC game at Kyle Field. It was a very big stage. Running out of the tunnel and lining up against the SEC team in Florida was as much SEC welcome as we needed.
It didn't take long before Manziel proved he had SEC quality skills, and then some.
Touchdown Aggies, their first SEC touchdown.
I thought he had a chance to be pretty good, and then the first game, some of the plays he was making against one of the top defenses in the country, you're like, wow, this kid is going to be a freak.
Manziel's freakish skills rewrote the SEC record book.
He's pumping, he's got a man beat, and that's a catch and shoot. Over there to catch it, he's a foot race, and he will score. 80 yards, perfect move. Manziel trying to put it into Johnny football. With a night to remember. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
Twice in the next 5 weeks, he broke conference marks in total yards, a record owned by Archie Manning for 43 long years.
Johnny was going to be about highlights, about the spectacular. You have a guy like that who can improvise, who can create magic from disaster. It captures the imagination of people.
The Heisman race is all about somebody can look like they had it so locked up early in the season. That year, Geno Smith was absolutely tearing it up and didn't look like anybody was going to be able to take it away from him. It was really his to lose. West Virginia had a couple slip-ups, and then I started gaining a little bit of momentum and being on the lower half of some Heisman lists.
November 10th, 2012, Texas A&M at #1 Alabama changed all that.
Not a lot of people gave us much of a chance there. I mean, we were still the team who had come from the Big 12 the year before and lost 6 games, 7 games, whatever it was. And for us, we went into it with, really, what did we have to lose?
He put on the first half that we may never see again.
Manziel drops back, backside pressure. He fumbled the ball, he got it back, now he's throwing in zone. Wide open, touchdown! Touchdown! A&M touchdown!
All of a sudden, 7-0, 14-0, 21-0. Like, is Alabama going to show up today?
The tide turned in the second half. As A&M's lead began to dwindle, the Aggies clung to a 6-point advantage.
Manziel had to make big plays under pressure down the stretch.
The end of the game where we score our last touchdown, I mean, that 2-play drive really changed the momentum to our favor and gave us a little bit of a cushion. Alabama SEC fans are about as passionate and as crazy as they get. It was really definitely in there, and the thing that I do know is when we ran off the field at the end of the game, it wasn't near as loud.
They just winding in a bottle in Tuscaloosa.
To do that to Alabama's defense, to Nick Saban's defense in Tuscaloosa, it was pretty hard to deny his greatness as a player that year.
The game changed my life forever. People don't understand how it was before, just being a normal college football player, to then all of a sudden just having so much hype and so much madness around everything that I did and everywhere that I went.
Nearly caught from behind, makes the throw for the highlight Comet touchdown. And the Manziel show alive and well.
I felt after the Missouri game that I had a really good shot, but still needed some things to happen. I remember the night of the Kansas State Baylor game. Kansas State was still undefeated, so Colin Klein was still very alive at the top of the list.
Kansas State has never been number one. They won't be number one tomorrow. Baylor with the upset over the Wildcats.
After it all unfolded, I caught myself just sitting down, laying on the couch, like, I think I just won the Heisman.
Might this be the year the final class barrier is broken down by the voters? The first ever freshman to win the Heisman Trophy. 5 years after Tim Tebow became the first sophomore.
I remember sitting there feeling as if my shirt was moving, like my heart was beating so fast, and seeing my shirt was moving. And I remember looking down at one point just to make sure that I was like, that's not possible.
The 2012 winner of the Heisman Memorial Trophy is Johnny Manziel.
It's like a weight was lifted off my shoulders once my name was called.
To the 12th man, to Texas A&M, Kerrville, Texas, and Aggies everywhere, this Heisman Trophy is for you. Giggle.
I thought the Alabama game changed my life. The trophy, it did 10 times more. Being a freshman, it had never been done before. It almost turned my life into a movie.